Well, how y'all doing? A lot of people's been asking me about this. Yep, still got it. Not gonna get rid of this thing anytime soon. It's too good at what it does. Yeah, so I've had a lot of questions about this thing. I just got done replying to, not even joking, 100 comments. It had to be at least 100 comments. And what I do is I go to the comment section on my page and I reply to all of them until it gets to the bottom, and then I gotta click load more. And then it'll give me another whole bunch of comments, and I'll reply to all those, and I'll have to click load more again. Well, I got back, I did that, a lot, to where when I click load more, it'd just have a little spinny circle ball thing at the bottom. It just wouldn't load anymore. So, sorry about that, guys. And when I refresh the page, it starts me all the way at the top, and I can't just seem to get to the bottom of the comments. I scrolled down and clicked the load thing, and I guess I could go through all my emails, but the problem with that is I've already replied to like 100 of them, and there's like 200 emails. So nope, I'm gonna call it. I'm a jerk. Sorry I didn't reply to you. I mean, I can't reply to everybody. I'm getting so many daggone comments. I'm trying to keep up with you guys, but what can I say? Popular guy. I don't know. It's weird because growing up I didn't really have many friends. Like, I didn't hang out with anybody, and really to this day I just don't hang out with people. I work, I come home, and I work on this thing, or I do stuff out in my shop. But the only places I ever really go is like the drag strip, or to ride four-wheelers someplace, or do something, and I ain't did that in years. So yeah, I'm kind of like just not around people all the time. I got a few friends, a few really good friends, but that's about it. So I'm not really used to talking to this many people. Like, I work alone and not around people every day. It's weird. But so I've had a whole bunch of questions about this thing. I tried to reply to many of them as I could. Everything is done, and yes, I put exhaust on it, mufflers, whatever. They're glass packs, 3.5 inch. Nice ones. I like it. They sound amazing. So yeah, them are not going to be chrome very long. They're gold now, and I actually wish they would stay that color because I love the way they look right now. But I imagine they'll turn blue and then they'll be all rusty. But yeah, these are pretty beat up from the factory. They had a lot of grind marks and scratches, but I mean, they was stupid cheap. They was just so cheap that, yep, those are what I need. And that's what I got. Radiator was pretty cheap too, and I'm kind of impressed. It's pretty good. Like, the only thing I don't like is that big fan I mounted on there. I had to use these stupid mounting things until I actually build a bracket, but I don't want to do that yet because I don't know what I'm going to do. I wanted to mount a bar from here to down by the motor mounts and kind of make a brace for the top of this radiator. I mean, it's solid as heck. I don't think it's going nowhere, but I've seen pictures, people had a bar going between here and the cab. I've seen ones that had a single bar that goes to the center, and I've seen them that goes from here to down by the motor mounts on each side. But I would like to put something in there just to reinforce that a little bit, to make sure, because I do plan on driving it a whole lot. But yeah, I hate the way these stupid mount things look. That really bugs me. So I do need to figure out a way to mount that fan. I was going to use the mechanical fan, but yeah, my garage is just a complete train wreck. Don't pay attention to my shop here. I was going to use this, but the more I got to looking at it, this thing is garbage, man. It's all bent up. Every damn fin on it is bent and has been bent back, and it's just not something I want to put on there. So nope, we'll use the electric fan. And had some clearance issues. It's close, but it doesn't touch. So I'm probably going to put a couple more zip ties to make sure that cable don't go anywhere, keep it away from the belt. And we'll run this cable something like that, and then we'll run it down here somehow, maybe down here, and attach it to that brake line, run it up and over. And I want to run a hot wire up to this, or ground one side and run a hot wire all the way into the cab to my switch. But I'd rather not run that much off the switch. I want to hook up a relay to this, It'd be super easy to run a relay and hide it right in here somewhere. Have a hot wire coming down, coming to here. One run one side to ground. You can ground it right off the fuel pump bolt. Run one side to this. Run the other side to the switch to activate the relay, and then boom, that'd be installed, and the relay would just be kind of hanging out right under the alternator right here. Zip tie it even to that little bar right there, and it'd be hidden, and it'd be right there out of the way. Get a big old fat nasty piece of this heat shrink tubing and put over all the wires and stuff like that. But yeah, I'd rather not run that much current through everything. I did not allow for that much current on my wiring setup. The only thing I would have to do to upgrade that is to run one more wire from here into the cab over there and go to the other side of my switch panel, because I got one wire that comes in that switch panel, my main feed wire. There's the one side of that switch panel, and there's just like a bus bar that goes all the way across to every switch. And then I pull my power from each switch as I need it. So that one wire is just a 10 gauge wire. It's that wire right there. Okay, so that's unfused right to the alternator. And then there's a fusible link that goes between the alternator and the battery. So if anything goes wrong, it'll blow that fusible link, because that alternator ain't gonna put out enough current to do much damage. But I do need to put like a fat fuse right here, like a 60 amp fuse right here. So like I said, the wiring on this thing is not done, but it's enough where I can start it, move it around, drive it if I want to. I got all the headlights, tail lights, brake lights, turn signals, everything's working. I have no turn signals in the front yet, but I will risk a ticket. I want to drive this thing. But yeah, the wiring, like I said, if I wanted to upgrade how much amperage I could pull through it, I need to run one more power wire or a bigger power wire altogether, which it would be just as easy to run another 10 gauge wire in and go to the other side of that switch panel. So yeah, I might go ahead and upgrade the power supply just to where I'd have twice the amps there, but the way I got it set up, I think that's like a 60 amp fusible link. Or maybe I don't know what that fusible link is. It came off that S10. So I'd have to look at the numbers on that and figure out what type of fusible link that is. Like I said, the wiring's not done. Most of the stuff is pretty much well done, but there's a few things I still need to do. Like I said, wire up fan, turn signals in the front. Probably going to go ahead and possibly upgrade the power supply. Just run one more wire to it, kind of double up. That way, if I do decide to put a radio in it or do something like that, I'll have extra power there if I need it. Like I said, this 10 gauge wire is plenty good to run everything, but yeah, I don't know. This is the stuff you run into when you're wiring stuff. You're like, oh, well, we'll just do this, this, and this, which really, I won't have to upgrade that power if I run a relay on this fan right here. I won't have to do anything. It's fine the way it is, but I still want to put a fuse in it, and I don't want the fuse to be on the lighting circuit. I want the lighting circuit to be, you know, on all the time. That way if I'm driving and I blow the fuse, something shorts out and I blow a fuse, the lights don't shut off, you know. So yeah, we got another day of wiring, and I need like $50 worth of stuff really to get it done, because I need a little blinker module. Probably rob one of them out of like one of my old junk vehicles at work. I need a 2-position switch and some heavy duty fuses or fusible links. I got these right here. These are 40 amp. I thought about using these because 40 amps is plenty to do everything on this entire vehicle except for that fan. I mean, 40 amps will do everything just fine. Put that 40 amp fuse, you know, right here, problem solved. Everything's safe at that point. But that fan is, I don't know how much it draws. 12 volts, 120 watts, that's what, 12 amps? That ain't too bad. Off the top of my head, that seems like 12 amps. I'll have to, yep, too tired for that shit. I'll have to go in there and do the math and see how many amps that's drawing. I don't like watts. I don't like doing stuff in wattage. I like amperage, because that makes sense to me. Wattage is just like, oh, cool. You know, got a bunch of watts. You know, how many amps is that? That's the question I always ask, because I know 30 amps is quite a bit on 12 volt DC, and I know 15 amps ain't that bad. I know what a switch will handle, and you know, you go throwing wattage at me, oh, alternator makes this many watts, or this pulls it, yeah, and don't know what you're talking about. So, anyway, yeah, I'm tired, and I'm going to cut this video off right about now, because I have nothing more to talk about, I guess. I'm too tired to think, so you guys take her easy, and I'll see you in the next one.